Her real name Rebecca is an Irish-born Twitch streamer living in
I
California.
don't like that.
She began her career in the 2010s and quickly made a name for herself collaborating with many streamer living in California. She began her career in the 2010s and quickly made a name
2010s
for herself collaborating with many other well-known influencers. Her popularity only increased when she participated in the first ever Creator Clash boxing event in 2022, as she won not just the fights, but thousands of new eyes on her content.
It wasn't the first creator match, was it? Jake Paul and KSI were doing it beforehand. Weren't they?
Minx is perhaps best known for her over-the-top comedic antics on stream, many of which have been done under the influence of alcohol. While this behavior made the online personality famous, with many perceiving it as merely a bit at first, it has also gotten her into a significant amount of trouble over the years. This has led many to wonder if it has done more to harm her career rather than help it. Rebecca's first major bout with controversy came in December of 2020.
Why does he keep calling me Rebecca?
The reason for this was—
You better shut the hell up right now, man. I'm gonna clock you. I'll show you a boxing match. Call me fucking Minx.
Because she repeatedly said words like virgin, simp, and incel, which had recently been banned from the site's terms
I was
of
so
service.
skinny there. I love that.
She had not realized the new rule had been enacted yet. Minx was suspended for a second week a little over a year later in February of 2022, this time for using the word cracker. Following this, she was contacted by Twitch, who informed her that another violation of their—
Am I gonna get banned for him saying the C word? No? Alright, we're good. Alright, okay, here we go.
Rules would result in a permanent ban.
As we all know, this is my second Twitch ban. Meaning,
I missed that hat.
After having a talk with Twitch, my third one will be permanent.
I've been good since though.
Terrifying. Terrifying.
Despite Rebecca's nonchalant tweets regarding the situation, it was obvious from her video that this ordeal was weighing heavily on her mental health. Most onlookers agreed that Twitch was overreacting to some very minor offenses, and thus welcomed Minx back with open arms when she returned a few days later. And she decided to make a spectacle out of her first broadcast following her ban, as she performed a skit in which she pretended to be arrested by Twitch. This seemed to mark something of a turning point. If controversy was going to follow Minx around, she would stop trying to fight it. Like many big creators in her sphere of the internet, Minx has been included in multiple influencer houses throughout the years. Essentially, these are large homes in which multiple online celebrities will live together in order to collaborate.
Celebrities! Did you fucking hear that? He just called me a fucking celebrity. Alright, mate. He's not me bad books just yet.
On June 6, 2022,
Yeah, how many houses? I've only been in one. I like how he's saying it's like I've been in several houses. I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, I'm so popular that I was in so many influencer houses. And I'm a celebrity.
The house Minx was staying in at the time was visited by a group of TikTokers who approached the gate and asked to be let inside. According to them, they had previously occupied the home and wanted to take a look around. When their request was denied though, they continued asking. The situation only escalated from there as Minx and a few of her friends stepped out onto the balcony in order to argue with the uninvited guests. Eventually, as words proved to be ineffective, Rebecca chose to spit on them instead.
I did not spit on them. Okay? I did not spit on them. He better get his fucking facts straight. I did not spit on them. I spat next to them. Why did you do it? So everyone was fucking freaked out at the party. And like one of them tried to get in the house. Like when Petey said no, and he tried to close the door on them. They put their foot in the door and stopped him from closing it. And then they were like, get Minx, which I'm like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? I'm just fucking chilling. So then I went at the balcony and I was looking down and I was like, get off the fucking property, get off the fucking property. And they were like, we used to live here. We can come inside. We used to live here. They just kept saying that over and over again. They refused to leave. And then I said, I'm going to spit on you if you don't leave. But I know that's a crime, even though they were trespassing. So I spat next to them. It didn't hit any of them. Did not hit one person. I spat next to them. And then they threw a rock at me.
I didn't spit at them at first. What I did was I spat on, like, right beside Andrea's car as a more disrespect thing. Okay, it's like it did not land on them, it did not touch them because they were still in our gate.
See,
I spat out, so we have a door and we have a gate. I spat outside the gate, so they were nowhere. Yeah, it was a warning shot. It was a fucking warning shot.
But this only made matters worse, as the arguing continued escalating to the point where one of the trespassers hurled a rock which narrowly avoided striking Minx. The streamer and her friends angrily went downstairs to confront their attackers, at which point they finally decided to leave. A day later, Minx decided to publicly name her assailant as a TikTok user by the name of Ace of Spades. Soon after this, another TikToker by the name of Reagan Corsi,
that was so fucked up. I love
released
him.
A series of now
Ace was so
videos
fucking
giving her
chill.
side of what happened. According to her, she and her friends had been nothing but polite and courteous, and it was actually Minx who
You
was
put your fucking foot in the fucking door, you fucking cunt!
Because we were just having a civil, normal conversation with two people that were in front of us at the door. Those two guys also said that they didn't live there and that they needed to talk to someone, but it probably would be cool. They just needed to make sure they asked before they let us in. So then a girl comes outside, she's wearing a dress, she's barefoot, and she starts yelling slurs at my friends.
Barefoot.
She says, like, y'all need to get the fuck out of here, y'all are cunts, etc. She continues yelling slurs,
Cunt is not a slur.
She spits on one of my friends, or towards one of my friends. I don't know if it actually hit them. That's kind of where all shit kind of broke loose, which, again, I had no part in. I was just there.
Of course, Minx fought back against this version of events, more or less reiterating the story she had told earlier, and the drama slowly fizzled out. This was simply another early example of JustaMinx's boisterous personality landing her in trouble, or at least trouble finding her. And it would certainly not be the last. Only a few days later, on June 16th, Rebecca posted a series of images to her Twitter account showing her legs incredibly bruised, bloody, and scraped up. She provided no further details, prompting an incredibly worried response from her viewers who wondered what happened. The streamer finally elaborated on Twitch the following day.
You know what I do like? He's not choosing like really terrible. Is there a snotty nose in that picture? This little fucking dickhead is choosing terrible pictures of me. No. I like that he's posting pictures where I have makeup on. Right? I'll give him that. I'll give him that. Thank you, good sir. For your
Apparently,
duty.
after a day of training for Creator Clash, she and a few friends wanted to unwind and drink by the pool. Later on in the evening, the group decided to take a quick hike in the hills behind their home. In her inebriated state, though, Minx found this...
Okay, it actually wasn't a hike in the hills. We climbed a mountain. It wasn't a hike. Even though we said it was a hike. Probably was illegal too. But we went up a hill.
Task surprisingly difficult. The trouble started when she tripped and fell
Were your
directly
nice
into
ears?
a cactus patch. But that is not where the majority of her injuries came from. No, that happened later, when the pack of influencers spotted an animal which some of them believed to be a mountain lion at first glance. Most people, upon seeing something like this, would choose to quickly and quietly leave the area. But Rebecca had a different idea.
I charge at the animal because it's always fight or flight. I miss the animal. I only got one injury by the animal, and it's the one, there's like one certain bite that you can see. I only got one injury by, no,
Alex! 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 He did it again. No, this is not going to be in the YouTube video. Well, I don't know. It depends on what Butcher decides. Do not show me fat stomach, though. That's what we're not doing. I didn't fucking pee on the floor. He just keeps being a dickhead. Is Alex your butler or something? No, he's my assistant. Alright, back to the video.
doesn't have rabies, it's fine.
Once again, Minx's behavior had landed her in trouble, with this instance being partially tied to alcohol consumption. But while the only person harmed in this situation was herself,
I
that
love
would not
him
be
for
true
choosing
in every
pictures that I
case.
like.
In August of 2022, Minx took part in the Frat Party Stream,
shit,
a
here we
collaborative
go,
event
boys.
in which an all-female group of
Here
Twitch
we go.
influencers attended a social gathering live on air. For pretty much the entire night, some viewers noticed strange behavior that Minx was exhibiting. She appeared to be on edge and
Your litter box looks like a time machine for cats. It does, doesn't it? Sorry, I'm getting distracted. This is not going to be good for a YouTube video. Cut and scene. Holy shit. Speaking of being distracted, the actors... No, we are not pausing on that double chin. There we go. The fucking, actor strike. That is fucking insane, isn't it? I can't believe that fucking Stranger Things is pushed back till 2027. Euphoria is till 2026. No, not writer. It's an actor strike now too. Yeah. No, it's not writer strike. It was writer strike, but now it's actor strike as well. You had no clue? No, there's like a lot of movies that are being pushed way back. At the moment, Stranger Things season fucking... The next season is 2027. Yeah, Euphoria is 2026. There was another show that I liked that was 2026 as well. Oh yeah, no, Wednesday. That show is completely on hiatus, where they don't even have a release date. Did you see the thing about them wanting to use background actors with AI to fill crowds and not pay them for their image? I did not see that, and I don't want to see that. Okay, if I have time, I don't think I will. Remind me to look after this video about that. It's insane. And there's people, that's what my mom was saying too. My mom was saying that she keeps begging me to go to where the protest is because people have been meeting like famous actors there that are protesting as well. And I'm like, Mom, I'm not fucking traveling down. I don't even know where it is. They're on strike. They're not there for fucking paparazzi. Okay, back to the video.
At a certain point,
Thank you
during
for the
an innocent
Prime
game of
pizza.
ping-pong, Rebecca sprinted over without reason and hurled herself onto the table.
She went on the straps and for a break.
Now what are you gonna do?
The camera operator was quickly sent away to focus on some of the other attendees. While they awkwardly tried to move on as if nothing had happened, the people watching at home were adamant of finding out more information. In fact, screenshots were taken of the chat in the immediate aftermath of Minx's outbursts, showing the sheer number of people getting timed out simply for asking about it. In the background, some audience members claim to have seen QT Cinderella, one of the event's organizers, scolding Rebecca for her behavior, finally resulting in the Irish streamer leaving the party early. While this incident was not spoken about much publicly by those involved, it sowed the seeds of conflict that would grow larger over time. But Minx would become embroiled in even more drama before this came to fruition. In September, a streamer by the name of Adriana Lee came forward with a series of very serious allegations against a fellow creator by the name of Slick. The details of this are another rabbit hole entirely. The only aspect relevant to our purposes is that Slick was good friends with JustaMinx, who decided to defend him in any way she could think of.
Okay, that was fake water though, which now I see it comes and bites me in the ass. Do you remember that time when I'd fill up fucking bottles of alcohol with water and pretend to fucking... Now I see why chat was saying you shouldn't do that.
However, her response did nothing to help matters. Rebecca went on stream and accused Adriana of lying, even laughing while watching the alleged victim's account of her experiences.
Okay, this is fucked up.
One of the biggest girl streamers.
That was fucked up.
Adriana is not the
I
best
don't like
option
this
to
one.
trust. And you are? No, I'm telling you not to trust me either. Hello?
I'm just
I've
glad
literally
to
said
say
everything I
that
say is literally pokimane.
I've spoken to Adriana recently. We've talked. We've spoke. She is a fucking very kind fucking soul. Cause she just forgave me like really fucking... She just fucking forgave me. And then we had like a fucking 3-hour call of just chatting and bantering. I don't really have an excuse for this one here. You know, you fucking hear shit and you shouldn't always fucking believe shit. And it was literally stupidity and disgusting on my behalf. At least you made amends. Yeah. I think she's actually going to be staying with me soon. That'll be fun. That'll be fun.
But I believe what my brain thinks is right, and I will continue to believe that.
This reaction, as well as Minx's preemptive defense of her actions by blaming her manic tendencies, did not go over well with the internet at large. It was shortly after this disastrous broadcast that another streamer named Toxic Support, otherwise known as Angel, released a twitlonger about an experience she had had with Rebecca back in 2018.
Shit, wait,
Angel
do
had
you
actually
still have
already
them?
shared this story a couple years prior, but at that time had not revealed anyone's identities.
Oh, this
time around, though,
motherfucker.
she felt a responsibility to mention Minx by name due to her recent behavior towards Adriana Lee. According to Angel's story, she and a friend had been invited to a party at Rebecca's Airbnb during TwitchCon 2018. After the night went on and all those in attendance became increasingly inebriated, the group began playing drinking games that required the players to strip. Eventually, they moved on to playing Truth or Dare, resulting in Angel and her friends being asked to remove even more clothing. When the young streamer refused, she was allegedly pressured and shamed by the male guests of the party to go through with the dare until she finally left. It's important to note that, according to the story, Minx was not involved during this point in the night. However, since she was the one hosting the party, Angel decided to reach out to her the following day in order to talk about what had happened. The Irish content creator was reportedly very kind and understanding at first, promising to go speak to the offending male partygoers on Angel's behalf. But that attitude changed just a few hours later, as Minx started sending aggressive messages trying to get toxic support not to go public with her account. When Angel posted her 2020 twitlonger, Rebecca reached out to her once again. At first, she attempted to downplay her knowledge of what had happened that night, and how Angel had been affected. When the alleged victim pushed back on this though, Minx's tone shifted to what toxic support perceived to be threats of blackmail, stating, quote, "Bro, I hate cancel culture, and I know you have family to support, and I don't want this affecting anyone's livelihood." When all of this went public, the internet's perception of JustaMinx hit an all-time low, as many people now viewed her as a manipulative defender of abusers. She had never been one to remain quiet about this sort of thing in the past, so onlookers waited eagerly to see what her response to all this would be. When an update was made though, it was not what anyone expected. After a couple days of silence, a message was posted to Minx's Twitter account offering insight about what was happening behind the scenes.
Oh shit,
Notably,
that's the first
this
time I got
entire
sent to
statement was
psych ward.
written in the third person, implying someone else had been given access to her social media. Apparently, Rebecca's mental health had taken a sharp decline in the days
wrote
prior,
this.
and thus she had been admitted to a psychiatric hospital in order to receive care. While this post made no mention of the allegations against Minx, it seemed to imply that her behavior was a result of these manic episodes. JustaMinx returned to
I did not enjoy that time, I will tell you that. Right now. When you're free, please turn off the light. It's not looking good for me. It was absolutely fucking awful.
the internet around a week later, starting up a new live stream seemingly immediately after she got home from the mental health facility. This was done against the recommendation of her friends and colleagues, whom Minx had promised that she would stay away from the internet for a while.
Very long story. I should be live right now, so in advance, I do want to apologize to my org. I also do want to apologize for everyone that advised me not to stream. Then don't be. No, because there is an apology fucking owed. Do I feel bad? Yeah. I have been advised to do a YouTube apology.
This is how I got fired.
Or writing a script, which I probably should have done because knowing me, I will fuck up something here. So I do want to apologize because I am going on a hike with a lot of people that helped me out tomorrow, and I promised them I won't stream, but I did eeny, meeny, miny, mo, and I watched a video, and I want to do it. Shout out Bow Blacks. That was a really good video.
Rebecca made several apologies for her actions during this broadcast, specifically toward Adriana Lee, who she now believed had been telling the truth about her allegations against Slick. During the stream, Minx was constantly being contacted by her friends and mods, all of whom were heavily advising her to log off and stop talking. But these requests were refused.
Everything's gonna be okay, but I need you to end stream.
New idea.
What?
Can you turn off emote on me? People can shit on me right now. Stop doing that. Stop doing that. No, I won't end.
Of course, she did eventually end the stream, and the VOD was deleted not long after. Viewers began to wonder if her hospital stay had done Minx any good, since she still appeared—
It did not do good. It fucked me up. Seeing some lad screaming and smash his head against— it wasn't a glass window because they had it covered in plastic until he bled, kind of fucked me up. I didn't want to go there. And then have someone literally just be shitting on the ground, the serial shitter. It was not really nice. It was not a nice place. But it is what it is. Yeah, the serial fucking shitter. He would just shit everywhere. And I was like... Well, honestly, now that I look back, it wasn't... Was he caught? He wasn't caught by the staff. But I think me and the other fucking psych ward patients knew who it was. Like, he would just literally shit in front of the toilet. Or shit on the toilet bowl. And it was so annoying because the staff would take like 24 hours to clean it up. And there were only 2 toilets shared between 20 of us. And it was like I stayed with men and women. It was like a... What's the word? Why can't I think of the word? What is it? What's the word I'm thinking of? Unisex. Yeah, it was like a unisex ward. So it was men and women there. And they just would not clean the fucking shit. It was interesting.
to be very mentally unwell. A few days later, the streamer started a new broadcast in which she appeared much more rational and level-headed, in order to issue a blanket apology for everyone she had wronged.
Saying, like, sorry isn't enough, but there's not really anything else that I can do to fix it. So I just, before we move on into streaming and going back to me, I do
Why are my
apologize.
nostrils so big there? Was I about to cry? Do you see that? My nostrils are flared up.
For everything there.
Interestingly, this was recorded in a new location, not the bedroom Rebecca had been streaming from the past few years. While some viewers were confused by this, it would be a little while longer until they received an explanation. On November 3rd, 2022, Minx tweeted that the home she was staying in at the
No, incorrect, good sir. You're messing up. This was the Airbnb after that Airbnb. So when I got kicked from Optic and they gave me 24 hours to move out, I had to find a place last minute. And it's kind of like fucking... It was hard to find a place in 24 hours that would accept cats, accept, you know, like pets and all of this. So the one I did that video in was the one before the Airbnb I stayed at, where that was broken into.
time had been broken into the night before. She continued posting updates throughout the day, showing that the perpetrators had entered the house by smashing the window with the security camera, and the other surveillance devices had recorded footage of two men breaking in. While this would obviously all be traumatic enough on its own, the most disturbing revelation came when it was discovered who exactly had committed the act. According to Rebecca, someone had been living underneath the house without her knowledge for quite a while. You see, on the night that the abode was broken into, Rebecca's cat also went missing. While investigating the
Cats! Good sir, cats. But I found Cornelius the same day.
crawl space in order to find her pets, she and her friends stumbled upon multiple empty bottles of alcohol as well as a few sleeping bags. Viewers immediately expressed both concern and confusion, wondering how something like this could happen in a large streamer house. But Minx soon stepped in to offer a simple explanation. She no longer lived in a streamer house. According to
You motherfucker, why is he fucking... He is not saying this story right. Everyone knew way before this that I was fucking out of the house. I clarified that I was out of the house because people were confused, but I had already said before, like, any of this, that I was fucking kicked out. Literally weeks before. Like, straight away. I was in another house for, like... It was at least a month before. This has pissed me off now. So I got kicked out in, like, September. And this was... Yeah, I got kicked out of Optic and the house in September. And the break-in happened November 3rd. That's literally 2 months.
To her, she had been kicked out of the home she was staying in, the Optic house, merely 24 hours before being released from the psych ward, and had been moving between Airbnbs ever since. There was a lot of confusion surrounding why exactly this had happened, although many speculated that Rebecca's...
I mean, considering the whole video, I think we fucking know why, because I was a fucking mess. Still am, not gonna use past tense. I am a mess. However, I still don't agree with Optic fucking giving me 24 hours to move everything. I understand being kicked out. That's something that still upsets me to this day. That they literally gave me 24 hours after moving me across the world to find a place for me and my cats. And then refused to speak to me, refused to let me back in the house. And we're like, we'll take everything out for you. Like, we'll move it to a storage thing. And I was just like... I'm fine with being kicked out, but I'm also like, fucking 24 hours is insane.
stream immediately after leaving the facility, while maybe not being the leading cause, could have at least been the final straw. To make matters worse, following the break-in, Minx claimed Airbnb refused to refund her payment on the house, and her account had been
they
banned
took
from
half my
renting
shit.
homes within a certain radius. Clearly, Rebecca...
No, I don't think... I won't accuse them of taking it. They just missed half the stuff in the house. But if I had been able to, like, take it out myself,
was in an increasingly stressful situation and was going to cope with it the only way she knew how: alcohol. On February 26, 2023.
Incorrect, good sir. I got fucked up this night because I was like fucking on a stream with Kai. And honestly, I shouldn't have got... I did get fucked up here. Absolutely fucking sloshed I got. But I wasn't coping with it. This was months after the cats. This is insane to me that this man is saying one thing at a time. Good frame.
She became so drunk on stream that it became difficult for her to even string words together properly. This incident resulted in a Twitch representative reaching out to Minx, telling her that her account would be receiving another week-long suspension, her first ban from the site in over a year. If Rebecca's drinking had been a problem before, it seemed to—
This is another fucking fake image. I did not... This is water. I knew it'd bite me in me fucking arse. So when I used to do me fucking fake crying streams, I'd fill up a bottle of fucking water, or fill up a bottle of fucking vodka with water, and I literally, like fucking Zach said, I have proof of me showing pouring water into it just to do a fucking stupid bit. Because obviously I was blown up at the time, people thought it was fucking funny. Yeah, Zach, if you can fucking find that.
Be getting her into even more trouble now, and it would only continue to do so as time went on. In March, JustaMinx made plans to attend the second annual Streamer Awards, a show designed to celebrate the achievements of Twitch content creators. She contacted her
Oh no,
friend
child,
and the
yeah,
founder of
I
the event,
drink,
QT
right? I do be
Cinderella,
drinking
real
at
name
times.
Blair, and informed her that she had purchased seats
Why
for the
is he
balcony.
saying
While
her real name too?
the two had once been incredibly close with one another, their relationship had become strained in recent times.
He loves the
But
real
Blair,
names.
wanting to give Minx another chance to change her ways, made an offer. She could sit in the front with all the other big streamers and attend the after party on the condition that she would not have one drop of alcohol. Rebecca agreed, and the plans were made, but it soon appeared that Minx was
actually
unable to keep her
missing-
promise. During the party,
How we started talking again, this wasn't it. It was literally after the whole AI, remember where her friend was watching porn, the lad who lives with her was watching like fake porn of all of us, Atriac, yeah, that shit. And then there was a group chat for all the women that were like a part of that. And then yeah, so Atriac don't live her. I don't fucking know. I don't know. I was wrong there. I take that back. Take it back. But he was in their friend group anyway. But then we had a group chat, and then there was a lawyer that was helping us with all that to take it down. And then out of nowhere, Q was like, actually, Atriac has recommended a lawyer himself. So we'll be going with that. And I deadass thought she was hacked. Because obviously that shit affected her a lot. Because I do fucking fansly. Don't do nudes, by the way. But because I do that, I was just like, I know that's not real. I wish I was that fucking skinny. But it did affect the women that don't fucking do that shit. So when that came out, I was like, yo, no, call me. Ain't no way this is actually fucking cutie. I didn't understand it. Thanks so much for the 41 months. And then we called, and I was just like, shit, that was my bad. I literally thought you were fucking hacked. We made up, and that's how I was invited to Streamer Awards, which, once again, I did kind of fuck up at Streamer Awards. However, I still don't like the lies.
Acting as a nuisance to her fellow party goers and a liability to her host.
I get to the party, she's wasted. She is getting escorted out by security because she's trying to throw heaters into the pool. And
I never try to do that. I never. Hand on my heart. Swear on me dog's life, me cat's life. Hand on the heart. I never did that.
And then...
Which is bad.
Is a bad thing. Yeah.
Heaters?
The big
So
propane.
the big gas heaters, like the ones that are like 7 feet, 8 feet
She's trying to
tall.
put those in the pool. I heard she was trying to throw Sykkuno in the pool.
Yeah, and people...
Do you remember that night? Yeah.
It's a bad thing.
Also
It's
bad.
also bad thing.
I was there with Joel.
After the
We fucking
fact,
took some
Minx
pictures. There was a pool where I did say to Sykkuno, I was like, come on, jump in. And he was like, no. And I was like, come on. And he's like, no. And I was like, okay. So then I went somewhere else. But then I also got accused for trying to push Sykkuno into the fucking pool, which I never did. I mean, of all people, even if I wanted to push someone in, I wouldn't do that to Sykkuno. And that's why I appreciate Sykkuno coming out about that and saying that I never did do that. Connor and Sykkuno cleared it up. Yeah, it's just, that was annoying. Like, yeah, I will say I definitely drank at the party, but I didn't do any of the things that were said. Yeah, Sykkuno said you didn't try push him in, just ask him. But people were saying that I tried to push him in, and I'm like, why are people fucking... I did not try throw a fucking propane tank into a fucking pool.
Attempted to downplay the situation jokingly on Twitter, which only served to anger Blair further. In addition, Rebecca also tried to argue that going limp was a result of a seizure, not an act of defiance against the party security. She even posted an image of herself in the hospital as proof of her claim. But QT Cinderella once again pushed back against this, stating that the picture actually showed Minx receiving an IV drip after becoming overly intoxicated. Some people criticized Blair for making such a public spectacle out of the situation, but she claimed that she had tried everything in her power to make Minx change her ways in private, but to no avail. Not long after this incident, Rebecca decided to return home to Ireland in order to spend some more—
So, that's also a fucking lie. If my phone wasn't charging, I will literally call my mom, because my mom was on the phone. She saw what was going on. She knows I was having a seizure. And she was screaming at people to please call an ambulance. It is late, so it's a bit late now to call her. But my mom literally will vouch. She was there on the phone. She was screaming, begging people to call an ambulance for me. People were just crowding around me. So when I come out of a seizure, I literally just... It's kind of like, not like deja vu. It's kind of like amnesia. But my mom... Like, my mom was on the call the whole time. And she can fucking recall it better than me because, you know, she didn't have a seizure. But I had a fucking seizure after my head hit the ground. Security, like, pushed me, which I don't blame them for that. They pushed me and I fell and it hit my head and I had a seizure. And I just remember everyone staring at me with lights in my face. There were too many influencers for that situation. And I believe it was Andrea on the phone with my mom. And because after every seizure, my parents have always been there. I remember hearing my mom like being like, just call an ambulance. Where's the ambulance? How long until they're here? Which it just annoyed me after all of that. Like, I'm not trying to fucking feel bad about having a seizure. It is what it is. But I just hate that it was so fucking twisted. And it's as if I just fell because I was fucking blackout drunk.
More time with her family. However, this seems to have not been the relaxing holiday it may have sounded like. During the stream, she got into an argument which resulted in some very serious allegations being made against her sister.
Why are you
Yeah, call me sister or pedo.
Because our boyfriend is underage! What? Yeah!
Yeah, this one was bad.
Oh no! That's not true! You fucking little man! You don't like that?
This clip quickly made the rounds on Twitter, as people began wondering what in the world was going on in Minx's
So,
family.
this one I know people still talk about and they're like, why is your family coming over? You're so awful. And I'll be absolutely real with you. Me and my older sister always fucking fight. We're like, that picture. Completely, I say I was in the wrong there. That shouldn't have been broadcasted. I should have fucking stopped it. But, I don't know, like, I will say we fought like that before. We get really riled up because it's just us. I shouldn't have broadcasted it, but we're fucking homies. We're homies. And I can say, literally, my family are the most important thing to me. Like, I don't think I've been this happy considering they're coming in 3 days. Me mom, me dad, and my younger sister Eva. So should it have been broadcasted? Absolutely not. That was fucking stupid. But when I get fucking heated, and not to blame it on my bipolar or manic again, like this guy is saying, but when I get angry, I just can't stop. I can't. I don't even know what I'm saying half the time. And I know. And I'm taking the meds, hence why I'm fucking getting fatter. But, you know.
For her part, Rebecca heavily downplayed the situation, claiming that this is just what arguments were like in Irish households and that Americans were quote-unquote soft. Apparently, or at least according to Minx, it's very common to accuse loved ones of felony offenses. When people asked if the allegations had any merit, Rebecca flatly stated no. But even if she claimed that everything in her life was fine, that did not stop the internet from speculating. In June, screenshots were posted.
Cutie has said before that Minx isn't someone who should be famous. And this is why she's just being herself with no filter. I don't know, I've never seen that. I mean, I kind of agree, to be honest with you. I also agree. I'm like, shouldn't be famous, but I'm also like, fuck it. Fuck it. Like, why would I change myself just because I have fucking clout now? Clout that obviously died. But I'm like, fuck the filter. I fucking blew up because I didn't have a filter.
From a recent JustaMinx stream in which she appeared to have 2 black eyes, a broken nose, and a severely scraped knee. Once again, theories began to spread, with many people wondering if the cause was related either to her drinking or family troubles. But Minx was quick to step in and inform everyone that her injuries were actually just the result of boxing training. While this explanation was enough for some people, others didn't buy it. Nevertheless, this was the story Rebecca stuck with publicly as she moved on with her life. Ironically, the fight she had been training for ended up having to be cancelled at the last minute, due to troubles Minx had getting back into.
What is this lad's timestamp? Why is he going back and forth? Why is he like back here now? This was before I was fucking bruised in the face. This man's timeline is a bit odd. This was when I was still in Ireland with my family. I was getting my visa redone because, like I said, I got fired from Optic, so my visa was null and void, cancelled. So in order to stay, I had to go back to Ireland. I had to renew my visa. I didn't make the fight, obviously, because you know how the embassy can be. If anyone has fucking gone through this, you know how it can be. But I went through it, missed the fight, which actually really sucked. Because I didn't do that. And then after that, when I came back, I mean, the bruise was pretty recent too.
To the United States.
I wasn't streaming for the past month. Why is he going back to when me cats were kidnapped now? What is this fucking timeline? This was last year. Because I had to find a place last minute.
It does appear that Minx is doing better for herself currently, with her even making amends with creators such as QT Cinderella, though it's unclear how long this will last. Will she be able to stay out of trouble, or does trouble merely find her?
True, sir. True.
What do you think that your best?
True.